Hey guys, T2RX6 here, back for the GDO hotspot review. And I just got this guy in the mail the other day, and I was excited. The first thing though that hit me is, unfortunately, he doesn't have any of the remolded panels that Grapple had, which means that he has the old style Inferno hands versus the more dynamic looking Grapple hands, which is kind of a shame. I kind of wish that he was made with this mold, and then maybe they did the gun separate or something, but maybe they couldn't do that because of the molding. So might as well bring them all in right now. I really kind of feel like Hotspot should get the ladder here, or I should get another ladder, I should say, for Hotspot, like I have for Inferno. I think he would benefit from it, but as it stands, they are three different looking trucks because of what I have on the top, so maybe he'll just stay without ladder. I don't know, but yeah, you can see the color differences here. Pretty nice. My table's on a slant apparently. I really like the Hotspot blue. They really did a good job with it. It's not a perfect match for the G1 though, so we don't need these guys anymore. We can take them out of here. And just so you can see, it is different than the Hotspot blue. There is actual Hotspot. He's more of like a baby blue, and this is more of a turquoise, I guess. But really nothing wrong with it. It's a pretty nice representation. I still love this Hotspot. Overall size is just a tad bit longer than the Generation 1 Hotspot. So some people won't like this mold just because it's not a very extended fire truck, but I've always liked it. Yeah, so we've obviously had some Protectobots in the past, or one, in terms of blades, so you can see how he scales there. If you were watching, you saw me do the Death Stronger Lupus first aid, so that's gonna be my Protectobots. And I think for a custom, even though he's big, but Groove has always been big, I was gonna use this guy. I think he goes by Axer, repainted. This is repainted to look like a GoBot. I did that, and I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna make a Groove out of him. And I think I will use one of the RID Lamborghinis as Streetwise to make my Protectobot brigade from my classic shelf. So that's kind of my plans, and yeah, I really like the dynamics of them all together. So let's actually get to transforming this guy. And if you have Inferno, you already know how it works. Take this, flip these panels in on each side. Take this black piece, swivel it, and then we'll take these wheels and put these on in by rotation, and then we'll just disconnect the arms from the side here, and let's just swivel this down and out of the way right now. And you can drop the bumper here. I really like these black windows. They're just black plastic as far as I can tell. They might be painted because I can see some bubbles on it, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it's clear because if you look inside you can see it clear. Anyway, take that, split these arms apart, lift these panels up and out, and then we'll bring his arms to the front here and take the doors of the truck and fold them in on the arm pads, and we'll just rotate these and swivel them to the back. We'll swivel his gun around to the front, of course, and we have everything but his legs. Split them and rotate them around. Make sure you have the knee joint here. It is kind of an awkward knee joint, and rotate his little feet down. There we go. We have a headless Hotspot. So you gotta take our light here, pull it forward, head flips around, and that's just a really nice remolded head. Now mine did have a few problems on it. We're gonna zoom in to to see if they're visible. Not really, actually. On his silver faceplate on the center, he actually had a little scratch that I touched up with some silver paint, and you really can't see it. And actually, if you look carefully at his eye there, you can see the black mark in there. His eye actually had a piece of paint missing, so I just took his eyes out and repainted them the red color they were again to make it look nicer. And it really has done a pretty good job. And I really like that head sculpt. It's pretty nice. Whoops. Pretty nice for a hotspot there. Pretty cool. Let me zoom back out here. Gives you the Optimus vibe, but he has always had that Optimus Prime look about him. And if we can get him to stand. So when we take this guy and we compare him to his Generation 1 counterpart, you can see the actual robot mode is pretty fairly different. Still pretty good. You can see he has kind of that Optimus Prime style-y head sculpt there. So they did do a good job on this one. One thing I do like, and I'm not sure, I don't think Inferno had him painted. Grapple does. These little red lines here, kind of similar to the little red ones on the side. And I like that. So, let's take Grapple. And we'll put him behind him. And you can just see the difference in the arms. He has the Inferno style. The legs are a little bit different on the side molding. This actually made me realize, pulling this out, that my Grapple has 2 right upper thighs. Oh well, not a big deal. Just something I noticed. So there you go, we can put those 2 together, and let's go ahead and take Inferno, and we'll put him up there too. So what I just like is, yes, they all have the same body, but there's such enough different about them to make them enjoyable, and each one with the unique head sculpt is pretty awesome. I'm not going to really run through the articulation on this guy. If you have any of these guys, you pretty much know it. He is one of the better Universe released classics toys. I believe it was Universe. Let's go ahead and we'll bring in our blades though. And put him in, and I'll pull in the rest of my Protectobot crew here that I'm going to be using. And zoom out, and we'll drop this a little. So of course we have the Death Stronger Lupus first aid, and I do like the size difference between the helicopter, fire truck, and ambulance. I'm going to be using one of the RAD car brothers to be streetwise. That's my goal. And finally, the little Axer fellow to be Groove. And I think that'll be a pretty cool once they're all kind of painted in their G1 colors. These 2 are not going to be far off, just kind of a couple coats of paint, and we can make that happen. So yeah, I can't wait to do this project. I think it's going to be fun, and I definitely love having 5 Protectobots on my shelf as my favorite combiner team. So I really hope someone like TFC or someone will make a full-scale combining Defensor. That would be my dream. But I'll settle for Menasor next. Alright guys, that was 3 reviews. I hope you, well, 2 reviews and a collection showcase. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next week.